All right, here we are at the final step of the 5. You got prospect, contact, present, follow up, and repeat. Obviously, this isn't rocket science to figure out that the repeat process is pretty much where all the results come from, because if you only go through this once, you talk to one prospect, your career is pretty much over, okay? So now there's different ways to do the repeat process. One, it comes back to prospecting. So if you're repeating it, you're going back to the very first step. Now, obviously I mentioned in the first video of prospecting that the majority of people do have a lot of people, on their Facebook, their Instagrams, their phones, things like that, that you have contacts with. So just please don't prejudge people and go after those people, okay? Use the systems, the tools that you're given by your company to make sure you get those things, get those contacts out there. However, there are other, a lot of people do eventually, some people just kind of want to branch out, okay? Now, I've kept all of the training so far pretty basic. This is kind of the kind of nuts and bolts, because depending on what your career level is, you might need this kind of the newer stuff. But I'm going to put an advanced, I can't remember, I don't know the name I've got for it yet, in a section that I'm going to show you how to use some new school techniques using internet stuff to generate leads too. That is pretty mind-boggling, which kind of brings you back to the repeat process. So I'll mention the 5 steps when I start that series in here, and then what you're going to see is I use technology to advance and automate these 5 steps, which is kind of crazy. Here's the point, okay? The point is while you're learning these advanced skills, these advanced internet marketing type things that I know how to do, and I'm going to show you, you have to get your business going. You have to get it launched. You have to know how to talk to people. You have to have a few personalized skills, that kind of thing. So what this does is going through this process and this recipe and following the basics. The basics will never fail. Okay, the basics will never fail you. This allows you to get something going, get something started while you're learning these other advanced strategies. Okay, so that's kind of how I wanted to kind of structure this, the whole training. So if I was to take a brand new person, which may be you, or an advanced person, I think it's good to remember the basics, and so on, and walk you through it. Last thing on here is, I got this actually, that theory from, oh my gosh, Vince Lombardi. Vince Lombardi would take his team and he would say, gentlemen, this here's a football. Even though they were some of the best recruits in the nation, he would basically start them from scratch and teaching them to, basically block and tackle. And a lot of people give up fundamentals thinking that they got to go straight to these strategies, whereas these fundamentals and these simple principles in the beginning, simple 5 steps kind of process, gets you some activity, gets you things going. Then you learn those other things, and when you bring them together, now you're really running with scissors and rocking this thing. So this has been kind of the 5 parts. We're done here, and now you'll see the different sections I have in here that we're going to take you on an advanced little journey of how to really rock this and become a professional. All right, so I'll see you in the next videos.